friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Budgeting 101 series, and today we are talking about sinking funds. In the last video, we talked about cash envelopes, and today I want to keep things simple and explain what are sinking funds, what they are, and why they make budgeting feel so much less stressful. I think people get the impression that when you budget, that you cannot get the things that you want, which is completely false. Coming from someone that loves to shop and loves to decorate, it's false. It's just about prioritizing your money. So if you have rent to pay, you pay that first and then you spend. So there's just ways. It's just about prioritizing your money and really saving small amounts to get there. So let's move on. What are sinking funds? Sinking funds are accounts that you are saving little by little because you are eventually going to spend them. They're small saving accounts that you're eventually going to spend. Sorry, that makes more sense. So that is what a sinking fund is. So I know it sounds funny. I don't know why they named it a sinking fund, but think about it. A sinking fund, you're creating small accounts. You're setting money aside because you're eventually going to spend it, like vacation, Christmas. Anything can be a sinking fund. You can create an envelope for your bills, vacation, Christmas. Maybe you like to buy binders and name brand purses. Anything, it doesn't matter. So what I have currently, I have emergency. That should be your number one. Emergency should be number one. So I have emergency, clothing, vacation, and Christmas. Those are my sinking funds. And so, you don't want to start off with 1,000 of them because then you're going to get overwhelmed, but start off with a few of them once you feel you're in a comfortable position with your cash envelopes. So the first two videos that I did, I talked about the planner. So I talked about the budget planner, which is right. This is the budget planner. So this would be step one. Step one is getting a budget planner and making sure that you're writing everything in it because you have that visual. Remember, we talked about the visual and how important it is to have everything on paper and listing out your credit cards, listing out your bills. You don't want to be behind. We want to pay your bills on time. So step one is the budget planner. Step two are your cash envelopes, and that is right here. The cash envelopes are the 6 categories that we talked about: groceries, household, eating out, beauty, gas, and miscellaneous. And we talked about what are cash envelopes, what is the cash envelope system, and it's about overspending, not overspending and pulling your money out of the bank and stuffing your envelopes, having a plan. So the third is utilizing sinking funds because, again, those are really going to help you as well. So let's talk about sinking funds. But if you are new here, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're new, say hello below. I like to talk about all budget related topics, and I'm only giving you my advice because I actually went through it. I would not be doing any of these videos if I had never went through this, because I wouldn't be able to give you the correct information. So I feel that, over time, and because I learned it and I continued to do it for so many years, that, it became easier for me, but I also got more confidence in teaching other women. And so I think that's really important to understand as well. I never thought that I would even be doing this. I actually went through my own journey, and you probably already heard me talking about that in the previous video, so I won't repeat myself, but that's how determined I was. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And so I learned about, the first step I did was getting my budget planner. The second step, I learned the cash envelope system. And even though I failed several times, I kept doing it over and over again. And then I learned about sinking funds. That's a game changer. I was like, what is this? It took a long time for me to understand the concept because I didn't understand it. So a sinking fund is an account. It's an account that you're saving for that you are eventually going to spend. So it's just helping you. It's, again, You're being intentional with your money. So you're setting money aside. Oh, you know what? I feel like I'm going to pay my phone bill. So I'm going to create a sinking fund for my phone bill, and I'm going to start setting money aside. Or, you know, I want to set money aside for my car payment or my car insurance or whatever. So anything that you want to do is okay. There is no rule to that. I do believe, for personally, what I would suggest is starting off with an emergency fund first, because emergencies do happen. And if you don't have the money for it, you're just going to be dipping and pulling from other areas. So, and I want you to understand that you save for an emergency fund because that's what it's called. It's an emergency. And if you need it and you're like, dang, I had $5,000, there was an emergency and you need it, that's what it's there for. I know it sucks, but that's what it's there for. So don't get upset about if you have to use it, okay? It's there to help you. It's there for you so you're not scrambling and going crazy. What if you didn't have it? What if you don't have the money, the emergency? What are you going to do? What if you don't have good credit to charge? What are you going to do? What if you don't have family to go to? Like, what are you going to do? And so that is what happened to me. And I was like, I'm done. So you need to be responsible. You need to have a plan and do the right thing for yourself. In order for you to be successful, you need to be successful with money. We want you to be confident. Okay, so sinking funds is to set money aside so you can use it for an emergency fund, for Christmas. It's for whatever you choose to make it. It's not for you to use as a weekly spending, unless you're creating an envelope that says weekly spending. That's different. Okay, but these are planned expenses that you're saving for. So you're saving for all these, different things. Christmas is going to come up. Maybe you're saving for holidays. Maybe you're saving for birthdays. Maybe you're saving because you like buying shoes every week, or you like to buy purses, or you want to buy a Louis Vuitton, or you want to go on traveling every once a month. That's okay. You could do whatever you choose to do. But what it is that you're saving small amounts and you're setting money aside. It just makes it so much fun. So sinking funds help you plan ahead instead of you feeling surprised. So again, you want to go on vacation, or you want to go, you're buying Christmas gifts. You're having a plan. So there's two ways that you could do this. One is you're saving. Two, you have an end goal. So with sinking funds, you may have an end goal. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you're saving for Christmas. And Christmas is, what is your budget? Do you have one? So if you have a budget for Christmas, let's say it's $1,000, that would be an end goal. So because we're in January, you now need to plan for the next 52 weeks, or what is it, 52 weeks, right? So I hope I give you this example as best as I can. We are here in January. Now, if you have an end goal, then you have to divide how many weeks you have by the amount of your goal. So if we're here in January and you want to save for Christmas, you would have to calculate how many weeks, 1, 2, you're going to go through. And so if it's 1,000, you want to divide that by, 26 weeks. Okay? Or is it weekly, 52 weeks, maybe, but most people get it in November. So you want to add up your weeks. So let's just say you wanted it on November 3rd. You want to go back and you want to do the weeks. I'm not going to count them all, but you're counting the weeks and you're having an end goal. So for Christmas, if it was 1,000, you're going to divide that. It's going to tell you how much you need every week. Okay? Or unless you want to do it bi-weekly. So that is when you have an end goal. Now, let's just say you don't, and you are going to start saving for Christmas. Emergency. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to open up an emergency account. Actually, we have some envelopes here, which are the 1 month ahead. So what I do is I have my cash envelopes in the front. We have our 1 month ahead envelopes, which are here. So you have mortgage and rent. You have all of the common bills. Utilities, phone bill, car payment, all of these are sinking funds. So I think there's emergency in here. And then you can do, there's pets, there's medical. So now you have emergency. So if you say to yourself, well, I don't really have an end goal. I want to do 5,000, but if you take 5,000, you divide it by the 26 weeks or the 52 weeks, that's the amount that you're going to have to set aside. So like if you truly have an end goal, then that's what you need to do. But if you don't, and you're just like, you know what, I want to start saving towards my emergency whenever I can, then that's up to you. Then you can add money every pay period for the amount that you want to add, okay? So that's, you need to ask yourself these questions. So a lot of people, they like to start off with like, you know, like I said, emergency, Christmas, birthdays, car maintenance, back to school, and vacation, because they're kind of like, you really need them, especially when you have children. So back to school was a really big one for me when my kids were little. They're not little anymore, but right now I like to focus on emergency, clothing, emergency, clothing, vacation, and Christmas. But you know, and I also have a holiday binder, so I actually do birthdays, okay, car maintenance. But these are some of the things. This is why you have to ask yourself, like, what is your situation, because we're all different. So even though these expenses, they don't happen every month, like, well, some birthdays are every month. Christmas, like, you probably know people that have a birthday every month, but even though they don't happen every month, like car maintenance and back to school and vacation, it just makes it easier to handle when they do come up. So having sinking funds are super user friendly. It's just about prepping and prioritizing and getting things organized for you. So let's just say, you know, it's January right now, and let's pretend it was summertime, and then your kids go back to school in September. You're probably going to be focusing on Christmas, on kids going back to school. So you'd be like, all right, I'm going to start getting their backpacks. I need to start having a plan, because back to school comes right around the corner so fast. So, you know, you're saving money little by little because you're eventually going to spend it. So that is what a sinking fund is, okay? So remember, cash envelopes are for everyday spending, and sinking funds are for future spending. So think about that. Cash envelopes are for everyday spending, okay? Your groceries and everything. And the sinking funds are for future spending that will be coming up. Okay, you can keep your sinking funds in envelopes and in a binder just like this, and you can add small amounts over time. There's no pressure. There's no pressure to rush and to do this, because you don't need it right away. So you can start slowly adding little by little. Okay. All right, let's talk about a beginner's tip. Let me give you one of my beginner tips. This is advice that I would like to give you. So if you're new, right, start with just 1 or 2 sinking funds. Please do not create 100 of them. It's going to get overwhelming. It gets overwhelming, and you're just going to get frustrated, okay? So if you're new, you start off with your 6 categories. Again, if you're new and you want to just do 1 or 2 with your cash envelopes, that's fine. But for sinking funds, pick 2, and my 2 would be emergency and Christmas. Those are 2 big ones, right? Emergency you need, and Christmas pops around the corner fast, and that's probably the most that you're spending, unless you do not celebrate Christmas, and you can save for like vacation. Remember, you can add more later, because that's the fun of sinking funds, is that you can create as many as you want. So we want to make this fun, but I also want to make this realistic for you, so you're not feeling overwhelmed and feel like you have to do all of this right now, okay? So what else? So sinking funds help you save with intention instead of reacting when an expense comes up. So you're setting yourself up for success. You're ahead of the game. You're like, you know what? I'm going to set money aside for my bills. I'm going to start getting like my car stuff, my car maintenance. I'm going to start, setting money aside for that. I really want to start setting money aside for my birthdays. I don't want to be surprised. Things like that. It'll be amazing. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to keep the videos short and sweet. I know I get a lot of questions on, do you have any new budgeting videos? And it's just been a lot, and I really needed to just take a step back, and I really wanted to say, you know what? I really want to create some type of series with smaller length videos to share and explain a little bit in detail. So sinking funds, again, help remove stress, guilt, and last minute scrambling to try to find money, like for birthdays or for Christmas. This is part of my Budgeting 101 series, and in the next video, I'll talk about saving challenges and how to make saving feel fun and feel realistic. So until tomorrow. All right, guys, I hope that made sense. I hope this video made sense. I hope all of them make sense. And please say hello below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.